In today's video, I share our family's bagel recipe. If you're looking for an easy one, you should give this one a try. As bagels go pretty fast around here, I've made 3 batches this week. A little homemaking goes a long way, pebbles and all. And Rob helps me with a deep shelf for the farm room. Thanks for joining us today. Today, I'm making bagels. They're so easy to make and they taste so good. This recipe came to us at a time in our family's life when I was very interested in making as many things as I could homemade. I'll leave this recipe in the description box below. I've proofed my yeast here. It's been sitting here under the towel for about 10 minutes. And this is what it looks like, and this is how I know that my yeast is viable. And I can proceed with the rest of the recipe. And no time like the present to take care of this empty canister. They do get dirty after all of our daily use, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day. Isn't there something so satisfying as putting in fresh bag of flour in your clean canister? So along with this recipe, I've discovered a better way to let it rise and boil and bake. And I found this on Brian Lagerstrom's YouTube channel. I use my recipe, but I use his method, and it works great. So I'll also leave a link to his recipe video down below. I'm stirring up my ingredients, and I'll be kneading them for 5 minutes. And that's what it looks like right before I begin kneading. The dough is sticky, but it's not too sticky, and it comes together quite well. I'm going to put it back in its bowl that I started kneading it in and let it rest for 25 minutes. The warmest room in our house is the farm room, so I'm going to place it in here. I'm letting that rest, I'm just going to take care of some extra kitchen chores and especially take care of this pan. I'm using our new scrubbers. The black one, it has a hard scrub brush that is perfect for any cast iron or stainless steel, or sometimes we even use it to clean sinks with. Now that the dough has been resting, I'm going to check it. It has definitely doubled in size. So now I'm going to sprinkle the flour on my countertop and get ready to divide it into the pieces that I need it to be. I've been known to do 6 large bagels, 8 medium bagels, or 10 small bagels, depending on how you cut it. Sometimes these pieces slip and slide on the flour, so I need it nearby, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of flour underneath the dough. I pressed it down, which is part of Brian's, the way he does it, and I'm rolling it into what we would call in this house a snake, tapered on the edges, then wrap it around your hand and roll it to seal those ends together. This works so well. Again, I'm going to press out some of the air, roll it into the snake, taper it on the ends, wrap it around my hand, squeeze, and then roll it to seal those ends. One more time. I think this is the funnest part of this recipe. I've made a lot of bagels over the years, and this by far is the best method I've found for making them round. I used to just make them into just balls and then push my thumbs through and just sort of squeeze the inside. And those were okay. But this is a better method for sure. These are going to rest now for about 15 minutes. And while they're resting, I'm getting my water ready. This is the molasses that Brian said to do, and my oven is preheating. When they're ready and rested, we boil them on each side for 30 seconds. And Brian says that the molasses helps to add a better texture to the outside and a slight sweetness. I've never done this before until I watched his channel. Otherwise, I would just boil it in regular water. And you can too, if you'd rather. See here, I have a cooling rack inside a cookie sheet for these bagels to rest on. I find that at this point, if you wanted to add a topping like everything bagel seasoning or anything else, this is the time to do it. But a lot of other people will let them dry a little bit longer, and then they will put some egg whites that they can brush on top, and then they can add their toppings. But I don't necessarily do that. I find that it sticks rather well. It didn't really need the egg wash, in my opinion. So these will go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. While they're in there, I'm going to show you what is going to become the sewing room. Now that the shed is done, these are the last two components that are going out to the shed, which is this metal cabinet and the chifforobe. Those are going to be going out, and we'll replace that area with a larger table. And the girls will be able to lay down their patterns for what they're going to be making for sewing. I'm excited. They're excited. And I finally have a permanent home for the iron and ironing board. It's great. But for now, I'm gonna do a little cleanup. This room needs a little bit of vacuum. This is our library. Last November, Rob put these French doors from the doorway to my craft studio and placed them on the wall that used to be this bedroom. He cut out a hole, he framed it in, and voila, we have French doors that lead to one of our favorite rooms, the library.
Hello everyone. Today we are cutting some plywood for a shelf in the farm room. That went well. Now we're going to sand down the shelf. See?
this mess is because we put in a deeper shelf. So nice. Now the sausage grinder is back there. And now I can reach everything. I'm so glad I was able to share this recipe with you today. If you've enjoyed your visit, please like and subscribe. Until next week, bye.